In international relations, actions often speak louder than words. Behind every handshake and diplomatic smile, there are layers of strategy, power, and sometimes hidden agendas shaping the world stage. Recently, a major military deal collapsed, echoing across continents and sending shockwaves through diplomatic circles. The fallout was felt not just in boardrooms but in airbases and government offices around the globe. Argentina was set to buy JF-17 Thunder fighter jets, a China-Pakistan collaboration, to modernize its outdated air force. For Argentina, this was more than a purchase. It was a chance to revitalize its military and assert its presence in the region. The deal was nearly done, until the United States intervened, flexing its diplomatic muscle at a critical moment. The jets rely on British-made ejection seats, and under US pressure, the UK blocked their export to Argentina. This seemingly small component became the linchpin of the entire deal, showing how interconnected global defense industries really are. Without this key part, the sale was dead. Argentina's hopes for a modern air force were grounded, and the hangars remained empty. Argentina lost its new fighters, and China lost a foothold in South America. For both countries, it was a setback with consequences that went far beyond military hardware. This wasn't just about jets, it was a message. A signal to the world that alliance and influence can shift with a single decision. The US move highlights a growing rivalry with China for influence in Latin America. Each side is vying for strategic advantage, using every tool at their disposal. For decades, the US considered South America its backyard, but China's economic and now military presence is rising fast. Trade, infrastructure, and now defense deals are all part of this new competition. The blocked jet deal is just the beginning. It's a warning shot in a much larger contest for regional dominance. It shows how far Washington will go to counter China's reach, using its alliances and influence to shape outcomes far from its own borders. But the real story goes beyond fighter jets. It's about the future of technology, security, and who gets to set the rules in South America. The US is also eyeing other Chinese projects in the region, especially one mysterious facility in Argentina's remote Patagonia. This site has raised eyebrows in intelligence circles and sparked debate among policymakers. This installation has become a flashpoint in the contest for influence. Some see it as a scientific outpost, others as a potential security threat. The story of the jets opens the door to a deeper geopolitical struggle. It's a chess game, with every move watched closely by rivals and allies alike. What's really at stake is control, technology, and the future of South America. The outcome will shape the region's alliances and its role in the world for years to come. And at the center of it all, a giant Chinese antenna in the Patagonian desert, standing as a symbol of ambition and rivalry. Let's take a closer look at how this single facility has become a lightning rod in the new great game for South America. Deep in Argentina's Patagonian wilderness, near Bajada del Agrio, a massive white antenna rises from the desert. This is the Espacio Lejano Station, a Chinese-run space tracking center. Covering 200 hectares, it's guarded and remote, chosen for its clear skies and radio silence. Built under a 2012 deal, China operates the station, while Argentina gets 10% of its time for science. China secured a 50-year tax-free lease, and the facility is managed by a branch of the Chinese military. The centerpiece, a 35-meter antenna capable of communicating with spacecraft millions of miles away. Officially, it's for space exploration, but the station's secrecy and military ties have drawn scrutiny, especially from the US. Local Argentinians see some economic benefit, but have little access or oversight. The question remains, is this just a scientific outpost or something more strategic? The answer is shrouded in mystery. Officially, Espacio Lejano Station is presented as a scientific hub, a place dedicated to advancing our understanding of the universe and supporting space exploration. It's a key part of China's global deep space network, which links together ground stations on several continents to maintain constant contact with spacecraft far from Earth. The station's main job is to track and communicate with Chinese space missions, especially those that travel beyond Earth's orbit. Its location in the southern hemisphere fills a crucial gap, allowing China to maintain uninterrupted coverage as its spacecraft circle the globe. For example, the station played a key role in China's historic Chang'e 4 mission, which was the first to land on the far side of the moon. Without Espacio Lejano, that mission would have faced major communication challenges. Its massive 35-meter antenna is capable of sending and receiving signals across millions of miles of space, making it an essential tool for deep space missions. The advanced technology here supports telemetry, tracking, and command, functions that are absolutely vital for controlling spacecraft and gathering scientific data from distant worlds. Argentina benefits as well. Under the agreement, local scientists get access to 10% of the antenna's time, opening doors for their own research and giving them a rare chance to work with world-class equipment. For many Argentine researchers, this is an unprecedented opportunity to participate in cutting-edge space science, analyze satellite data, and collaborate on international projects. On paper, it seems like a win-win situation. China advances its ambitious space program, while Argentina boosts its scientific profile and gains valuable experience. But that's just the official story, the version presented to the public and the media. The real debate is about what else this powerful station could do beyond its stated scientific mission. Is it truly just about science and exploration, or could there be a hidden agenda with military or strategic uses that aren't being discussed openly? That's where the controversy begins, raising questions and sparking debate both in Argentina and around the world. Critics, especially in the US, see the station as more than a scientific tool. Its powerful antenna could intercept signals from passing satellites, signals intelligence, or SIGINT. The location gives China a unique vantage point to monitor satellites out of reach from home. There's also concern about electronic warfare. The station could jam or disrupt other nations' satellites. In a conflict, disabling satellites would be a major advantage. The line between civilian and military tech is thin. This is dual-use technology. With the Chinese military running the show, these worries aren't just theoretical. For Washington, the station is a potential threat, not just a telescope to the stars. The stakes are high and the suspicions run deep. The US has made its concerns clear, warning that the Chinese space station in Argentina could be far more than a scientific outpost. Many in Washington see it as a potential military asset, capable of shifting the balance of power in the region. Officials warn that this facility gives China a strategic foothold in America's backyard, raising alarms about national security and regional stability. The primary fear? China could use the station's advanced technology to spy on US satellites, tracking their movements, intercepting sensitive data, and even targeting them if tensions escalate. Such intelligence would be invaluable in a future conflict, giving China a significant edge in space-based warfare and surveillance. The lack of Argentinian oversight only fuels suspicion, as local authorities have limited access to the station's operations and data. Beyond spying, experts warn the station could support anti-satellite warfare, helping China develop the capability to disable or destroy US space assets in a crisis. Disabling satellites would cripple communications, navigation, and intelligence gathering, potentially paralyzing military and civilian infrastructure during a conflict. The US also worries about China's growing political influence in Argentina, as economic and diplomatic ties deepen between the two nations. By building and operating the station, China not only strengthens its presence in South America, but also gains leverage over local governments, part of a broader global strategy to expand its reach and influence. Washington calls it strategic encroachment, a direct challenge to US interests. Beijing, on the other hand, frames it as a partnership for peaceful development and scientific progress. For the US, the station represents a long-term challenge to its leadership and influence in the Western Hemisphere, raising questions about the future balance of power. The message is clear: the space race is no longer just about science and exploration. It's about power, influence, and the ability to shape the future from above. China rejects all accusations of military use, calling the station a peaceful, scientific project. Officials point to its role in lunar missions as proof of its civilian purpose. China argues that global tracking stations are standard for any space program, just like NASA's network. The agreement with Argentina is, they say, transparent and mutually beneficial. Argentinian scientists get access, and China advances its space goals. Beijing accuses the US of hypocrisy, noting America's own overseas military facilities. For China, US criticism is about containing its rise, not real security concerns. The PLA's involvement is, in their view, administrative, not military. China insists the station's activities are strictly scientific, as outlined in the agreement. The dual-use argument, they say, is just speculation. For Beijing, the controversy is a product of outdated Cold War thinking. For Argentina, hosting the station is a matter of sovereignty and opportunity. Leaders defend the deal as a sovereign choice, strengthening ties with a key economic partner. China is vital for Argentina's exports and investment. The scientific benefits are real access to advanced technology and research time. Argentina insists the agreement is for peaceful use only, with assurances from China. Still, critics question whether Argentina has enough oversight to guarantee this. The country is caught between two giants, US pressure on one side, Chinese investment on the other. The block jet deal was a warning from Washington. For Argentina, it's a delicate balancing act. Economic gain versus geopolitical risk. The stakes are high, and every decision matters. The Chinese station in Argentina is a case study in clashing worldviews. For the US, it's a security threat and a challenge to its influence. For China, it's a symbol of technological progress and global partnership. For Argentina, it's a pragmatic deal for science and development. Each side sees the same facts through a different lens: security, ambition, or necessity. The lack of transparency fuels suspicion, and no explanation satisfies everyone. The US sees encroachment, China sees cooperation, Argentina sees opportunity. These perspectives are shaped by history and power. There's no single truth about the station's purpose. The conflict is about more than technology. It's about who gets to shape the future. And for now, the answers remain contested. The US, China, and Argentina are locked in a tense triangle. Washington may ramp up pressure, offering Argentina alternatives to draw it away from China. Argentina could seek more transparency or oversight, but risks angering Beijing. China will defend its project and deepen ties in Latin America, resisting US interference. The status quo may hold, with Argentina balancing both powers, but every move is watched closely. The block jet sale was a warning shot. The next steps are critical. Will Argentina lean toward its traditional partner or embrace China's offer? The choices made in Buenos Aires will shape South America's future. In this new great game, the stakes are higher than ever.